Hey friends, it's April Bradshaw with April Bradshaw Team here. I'm going to be giving you 5 things that you need to know before you go and buy new construction. There is a lot of information that goes with each one of these, but these are just the 5 basic things, and I could go on and do a video for each one of them. So I'm going to blow through these because I want to keep this super sweet and to the point today. But I want you guys to know is that, like buying resale, you guys need to get pre-approved with your own personal lender. If you need a recommendation for that, let us know. We have people to do that for you. But the reason that we ask you to do that is so that you can have a budget when you start looking. It's just the same as resale, okay? We want to make sure that you're not falling in love with something that you're not pre-approved for, or if we have a little bit more room to go up to, we can. So get pre-approved first. Now, with that said, is that all builders have their own in-house lenders that they recommend. And most of the time they have incentives if you use their lenders, okay? Now, what we can do with that is make sure that you use your lender just to get a baseline for what we need to start looking for, but we'll get the incentives from the builder and make that decision when the time comes of which lender that you're going to use. And I will teach you how to compare apples to apples. It's not interest rate, it's an APR, which we'll talk about in another video, okay? So if you have questions about that, let me know. Okay, so be sure that you get pre-approved first, and but we'll make sure before we sign the contract what their in-house lender incentives are. Okay, number 2, this is so important because things have changed with builders over the last few years. We used to could just send you guys and say, hey, go talk to our rep, this builder, and go over here and do that and meet with this person. But a lot of them are absolutely making, I don't know why they're doing this, but they're saying that the agent has to be there with them for the initial visit, okay? So what we like to do is meet you guys at the community first. I mean, most of the time we already have. I've already begged you to go look at these communities because I love them. So most of the time we've already taken you guys there, but don't just show up to a new construction, to a new neighborhood. If you do, and that's okay, because I know it's like Saturday and you're just driving by, you're like, oh my gosh, let's go look. Tell them you're working with an agent, okay? Talk to your agent before you show up to a new construction home. The rules have changed over the last few years, and it's just only fair that the agent is going to get paid if they're helping you, whether they've already helped you with resale and now you're moving to new construction. It's just very important, okay? So with that said, that initial visit, what we're going to talk about is some terms that you need to know if you don't already know them. That is move-in ready. Quick sales, you'll hear those 2 terms. Or inventory, you may hear it like that. That means those houses are either ready to go, like you can close in 30 days or whatever, or they're almost ready, 30, 45 days, they will be ready, okay? So know those terms, or you can pick your lot and you can build from the ground up, okay? So we'll make sure that we talk to you about those options and the price differences in those too. Just be aware that certain times of the year and certain times of the month, those builders are going to be ready to move those inventory homes. So get with us. We always go when every week I'm getting the builders list of inventory homes, their BTSA, their bonuses or incentives, all those things. We have a list of those for you guys. So get with an agent before you go out there. Okay. So that's number 2. Number 2 is the initial visit. Make sure you have an agent that goes out there with you. Number 3, that's where we're going to set you guys up to meet with the actual builder's rep. Okay. You guys, I know a lot about houses. I know a lot about resale houses. I know a lot about new construction, but no one knows it better than the builder's rep. And those are my favorite human beings in the whole entire world. They do work for the builder, but they're going to they can answer all of your questions. They know those houses inside and out, and I trust them with my whole life, okay? And know this. Each builder has different reps, and we have different relationships with each of them. So make sure you're asking me if you want to, build Perry or Highland. I have different reps that we use when we go out and buy new construction. Okay. So those are kind of the things that we talk about. One of the things we'll also talk about is what it means to build from the ground up. I tell people when you're talking to the builder's rep, whether I'm there or you're there by yourself, is to pretend that, your budget where you were from your pre-approval. Just pretend like if they ask you if you've been pre-approved, you say yes and say this amount. But just pretend that money is not even what we're talking about, because that is my job. You and the builder are going to design the house. You're going to pick out all the things that you want. You're going to take some out. You're going to add some. That's what you and the builder's rep are going to do. You're not going to talk about money with them. That's where I come in. Okay. I'm going to be negotiating the sales price and the price of those things that you've added to the house, me and the builder's rep. Okay. So you just go in there and have fun and build your house. Okay. the whole buying, building process. I'm going to be there through the whole entire process. What I love about these new builders now is a lot of them will actually send you pictures of your house being built. Like they'll go out there and check it themselves. But guess what I do? I do the same thing. I want to make sure that things are on time, things are getting done, things are being what they say they're supposed to do, that they're rocking and rolling on that. The next thing that I highly recommend that people do not even know is that you should hire an inspector, a third-party inspector, to go out to the property, and each different phase of the home being built, they will go out and inspect it and send you an inspection report. And the builder has to fix those things, you guys. They have to make those corrections. I have seen, not on purpose because this is my favorite builder in the whole entire world, but I've seen things come out that had they not had an inspector, no one would have caught it, because during the middle of building their home, they switched from the project managers, construction managers switched jobs. One went to move to a different community and one took over, and something just got missed, okay? So it's so important that you get an inspection during that process. We actually even had one where the roof shingle was just stapled together, and they did an infrared thing, and there was a roof leak, and people didn't even know. This is a brand new house. You just assume that everything is okay with it. And some of those things just aren't. Now, granted, there's warranties on the house, but nobody wants to deal with all that stuff, okay? They're amazing warranties, but we want you to move into a house that is ready to go, okay? So number 4 is the actual building process and what that looks like. And then number 5 is get it to closing. Okay, so the house is ready to go. Then what happens next? We all show up at the property, and we call it like blue tape. And we go through a blue tape inspection. I'm there with you guys during the blue tape inspection because I don't want you to feel, the builders that I work with are amazing. And no one that I typically build with all the time has ever made one of my buyers feel this way. But I have seen where the buyer's like, oh my gosh, that made me feel so bad for putting a piece of tape on this, or that tile is ugly, or it's crooked and it's broken and I don't want, and the construction manager makes them feel bad for it. No, that's what I'm there for. And I actually have, I'm more OCD than most of you guys. Like I will actually I carry my own blue tape around. And so it always helps to have 2 sets of eyes, or even 3 or 4. Because you guys, I can literally scan up and down the wall, look at a door and miss it, and then you come through there and you see it, or vice versa. So always have more sets of eyes on it. That's just part of the process. They're going to fix it, okay? You're spending a lot of dollars in there. And then we just get ready to go to closing. That's it. And so we'll just talk about the process, the things that they need to fix before we go the week before closing, and then we'll go back the day of closing. But the good news is that they put every single thing on a sheet of paper that they have to fix, and you have to sign it. And then anything that we don't get before closing, the house is under a warranty. So don't stress out about it. All right. We are here to help you, answer any questions that you have, but do not show up to a new construction property, a new subdivision, without us. Okay. Call us first. All right. Let us help. Again, subscribe if you like this video, and look us up on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks, guys.